So we'll quickly look at some stop loss clusters because we keep the bulletin a little bit shorter now because we can't show FXCM data. So I can show you some stop loss cluster data. So EU, like you guys know, is short because we used the that technique when water gets to 22.5 lots. We know that's like the maximum pain zone. And so when he gets to 22.5 lots and nearly blows himself up, then we'll enter. So we're using that logic, we're using that strategy where he aggregates and averages and nearly destroys his account, and then we enter at that threshold. So it was a good entry. We got quite happy. Another stop loss cluster below is at 99.78. It's possible. Note there's a lot of liquidity below. Monthly pivots there, so potentially look to buy dips because we've got that technical support. It's worth noting this level here as well. It's like the parity level. We are currently below. I think we're probably wanting to get stops. Might just want to rinse these guys out first, but look to potentially buy dips. As long as 98.59 holds, that breaks, then we'll have to target support. That's all the way down there. So that's the stop loss cluster update there. Now I think AU is going to be likely because it's large and it's the largest stop loss cluster. So 64, so we're 58 pips away, and one above is at 64.90. So it's, you know, it's fairly close. Lots of liquidity here. It stops. So it's possibly going to get probed, and there's that node there. That's where it's probably going to target. The round number, there's a big stop loss cluster node there. So it's possible candidate. And we take these guys off, and we can have a look. And so they sold it. So there's the buy there. There. So we made a buy here. So it wasn't quite a good trade if you called it. They really shorted it, so up we come. I think we're probably going to get that. And let's look at GU. We had a pound CAD, but I scratched it because I just don't trust it. Now this is what I'm thinking. When I looked at pound crosses, they looked like they wanted to get liquidity below. And I'll show you pound yen as well. So yeah, we're getting a stop loss cluster at 114.51. We have probed it, I think. And 115.65. So monthly pivots there. We might break that. If we hold above, then it could be a good buy. It just might just want to rinse some stops out before. And this is one of the reasons I didn't want to do the trade today, because it was the pound CAD. I couldn't show you pound CAD because we can't see the stop loss clusters. And so this pound yen as well, which looked like it was in free fall, and we are getting a stop loss below. 167.95. And then lastly, we'll just wrap up dollar yen, and this was a big liquidation event, as you probably are aware. We've got monthly pivot as resistance, so 148.04. If you're sort of if you're bearish or bullish, you want to keep an eye on that level. If you're bullish, then yeah, great, that would be a good buy up, but it's very sideways. It hasn't really flushed them out so much. Maybe it needs to move a little bit more. And stop loss clustered there is at 147.54 and 146. And note that the US yields pumped as well, and that's going to support dollar yen. Okay, if the yields pump, then it's going to support a stronger dollar. And so there's that. So 148.06, technically bearish. Sentimentally it's a buy, so there's a mismatch there. So hopefully it helped, and maybe tomorrow we'll get the FXCM trading station up and running, and we'll see how we go. So be careful, it could be a stop hunt today, and it probably it's readying for the CPI, where there's going to be a big move either side, and not just this pair but everything.